Okay, so in today's video I have got week 19 of my 365 days of art challenge, so if you want to see what I do this week then keep on watching. Okay, so we've got a bit of a shorter one this week, not intentional at all, but I'm guessing the tasks just didn't take me as long this week. So yeah, we started out with this one here, which basically just required me to fill the page with a pattern. So I think it said to do it with a fine liner, but if it didn't, I chose to do it with a fine liner. So yeah, I just started by drawing some lines across the page and then filled them with some triangles and then just shaded them in like opposite triangles. If that makes sense. Obviously you can see what's going on anyway. So yeah, I just kind of started with some like geometric shapes and just decided to fill the page like that for this one. I do really like how this one turned out. I do, as much as I love the colourful pages, I do love the more simple black and white monochrome ones, or even if they're not black and white but the ones that are just sort of like one tone. Yeah, I do love doing those ones, and these ones are so sort of quick and simple that, to be fair, this is probably why this video isn't that long this week, because I did do a few sort of like quick and simple ones. Obviously, as you can see here, this bit at the bottom of the page, I literally just did some lines downwards, and then some like squiggly lines across, and then some circles, just sort of like mark making really, and just sort of adding to the page where I could. So yeah, I just really enjoyed this one because it's so quick and simple, it's easy to do. Yeah, and then I moved on to this one, which basically was a calligraphy practice one. So I think it was last week I did the calligraphy alphabet, and then this week I had to do it with my name. So I did like my full name rather than L, because obviously that's literally 3 letters. So I did my whole name, Ellie, and I think it came out okay, but after having like a little flick through the book, I did notice that there is more than one of these, so I think I'm probably going to do that in a couple months time, 2 or 3 months time, sort of towards the end of the book, which will probably actually be longer than 2 or 3 months, but anyway, sort of towards the end of the book, to see whether the practice from this book has actually made me any better at it or not, so we can kind of compare. But yeah, the next one I moved on to was this one, which was basically filling up the scarves with different patterns. So I just chose some different coloured zebra fine liners and just added some patterns and some marks to that one, and overall I think it came out okay. It was pretty quick and simple to do that one. And then this next one that I did was creating a tile. So originally I was going to do sort of like a mandala in the middle and sort of work it outwards, but in the end I decided that I wanted to do some flowers in there instead. So I think I kind of followed along with what like a daisy would look like a little bit. So I sketched them out and then lined them with some of my black fine liners. So as you can see, I did one kind of like off center and then did some so that they only sort of come in half the page, and yeah, I kind of just lined them afterwards, just to make it look a little bit more complete, and then added some little details, you know, some little lines in the petals, and then I think I did a few little dots in the middle of the actual flower itself, and then I just rubbed out the pencil lines behind it just to make it look a little bit more finished. I could have coloured it in, but again I kind of liked the simplicity of it just being black and white, so I left that one where it was there. And then I moved on to this one, which was basically drawing but with a negative space. So I picked a space in my room. This is one that is like should be semi-familiar, because it is in the backdrop of my intros. It is on the side where I have the 2 little cloud jelly cats, and then I have a Harry Potter wand, I have Dumbledore's wand next to it, and the cloud jelly cats sit on top of a few little books, and then I have a house like a metal tin house from Lush next to it, which I keep all my bath bombs in. So that's the space that I chose to do for this one, and then I just used my fine liners again to scribble around the outside and make the negative space. And yeah, that was a really quick and easy one to do, but quite an effective one, a quite cool one. And the next one I did was this little drawing with oil pastel. So it was basically putting oil pastel on a piece of paper and then turning it over and drawing with it. So I just did some flowers, I did a little daisy again, and I did a little rose, and then I just did like a little cube as well, just to kind of see how it came out. It didn't come out the best, to be fair, but yeah, that's what I did for that one. Then the next one that I did was this one here, where I had to draw something that made me happy on that day, and that was the day that I'd finished the book bouquet, so I just drew that in there, and the video for that should be up already. I believe it went up a couple of days ago, so make sure you go watch that as well. And then I just marked off everything that I'd done this week, as I normally do at the end of each week. So that was week 19 of my 365 Days of Art challenge. Make sure to let me know down below what you thought. But yeah, other than that, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!